Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be learning about how and why making agents or tools on watsonX Orchestrate is pretty special. Now, as you may know, the entire AI agentic race is heating up a lot. The Microsofts of the world or Salesforce of the world, they are already creating agents, or they've created certain frameworks like Copilot or Agentforce where an end user can create their own agents or set of agents that can work seamlessly with some of the other agents, right? But then what's happening is all these agents that are created by all these different figures, they are very tightly coupled with their own set of technologies, right? So the agents that are created on Salesforce, they work seamlessly with Salesforce. Agents created on Microsoft works very seamlessly with the entire Microsoft stack. It could be Office, SharePoint, so on and so forth, right? But then the tricky part here is there an orchestration layer which is seamless across every enterprise? And that's where watsonx Orchestrate comes into picture, wherein watsonx Orchestrate is able to muster all these different agents. It could be a Microsoft agent, it could be a Salesforce agent, Workday agent, so on and so forth. And it'll ask them to collaborate with each other so that an end-to-end enterprise use case is created. And that's something that I've also covered as part of my blog that I've written. Let me share that with you. So, right, so this is the blog that I've written that talks about why building agents on watsonx Orchestrate is more important than ever. Something that I mentioned in the beginning, that the need for enterprise grade orchestration is the need of the hour, because there are agents that are created by Salesforce, SAP, ServiceNow, Workday, Jira, so on and so forth. But what's happening is typically these agent silos that is getting created, right? Now, watsonx Orchestrate comes in to break the silo, and I'll give you an example of that. The first example is for the HR manager. Now imagine Priya, an HR manager. She's hiring for 5 open roles. And today she has to post jobs on LinkedIn, pull candidate data from Workday, set up interview slots on Outlook, and update the hiring dashboard in Salesforce. Normally that's an hour of repetitive work. With watsonx Orchestrate, she can simply say, post these jobs on LinkedIn, fetch the first 50 candidates from Workday, schedule interview with the hiring manager, and update Salesforce with the status. Under the hood, what's going to happen is Orchestrate will fetch all these different agents. One that will post the job on LinkedIn, the other one that'll be a Workday agent which will fetch 50 candidates from Workday. Then there will be an Outlook agent that will schedule interviews through Priya's email ID, and then there will be an Salesforce agent that will update Salesforce with the status of who said yes or when the interview is scheduled, so on and so forth. So that's precisely what a watsonx Orchestrate is able to do, which is mustering all these different agents from all these different enterprises so that they can collaborate and work with each other, and an enterprise end-to-end use case, which in this case is an HR use case, gets created. Example two is a sales rep example. Now imagine Raj, a sales rep who spends half his day switching between Salesforce, Slack, and his inbox. He can simply create an agent on watsonx Orchestrate, and which will give him a list of, and this is the query or prompt that he'll say that, hey, give me a list of all open opportunities over 200K this quarter, create a follow-up email draft, and notify the account exec on Slack. watsonx Orchestrate, again under the hood, will go fetch all these opportunities from Salesforce, create an email on Outlook, and then the notification will be sent on Slack. So again, you see Salesforce, Microsoft, and Slack, these three different agents working collaboratively for the sales rep, in this case, Raj. And that's where watsonx Orchestrate comes into picture. Now, the interesting bit is what is the power of watsonx Orchestrate, and this is where I believe this gets interesting. The power of watsonx Orchestrate is in converting your business logics into agents or tools. Now, there are different ways in which your business logics can be converted into agents or tools. And just to give you an example of this, let's say there is a travel agency, right? A travel agency essentially has two main things. One is listing all the flights, And then the second one is booking flights from source to destination. These are two main business workflows for any travel agency. What watsonx.orchestrate is capable of doing is converting these business logics into agents, which can then be used by the end user. Now, this can be done, or this can be provisioned in three simple ways. In either of the three simple ways, one is if the booking the travel agency example that I took. Now, let's say if that travel agency already has APIs exposed, in that case, we can simply import those APIs onto watsonx Orchestrate, and then they automatically convert into something called as tools. Now, there's a difference between tools and agents. So, tool is something that does a specific task, and agent is basically a collaboration of multiple tools, and which I'll show you in one of the examples also. But that's essentially what it is. The second way of doing this is if the the website already has an MCP. Now, if there is an MCP server, great. We can simply connect to that MCP server onto watsonx Orchestrate, and then that watsonx Orchestrate, and then that website's business logic gets converted into tools. And then the third way is if the agents are running somewhere else. So if there are agents that the website has already created. When I say website, I mean the third party. It could be like a travel agency. It could be like a stock recommender. It could be anything, right? Now, if they already have a agent that is running somewhere else, now it could be made on LangChain, LangGraph, Crew AI, whatnot. watsonx Orchestrate, the power of watsonx Orchestrate is to get that external agent also imported onto watsonx Orchestrate, and they can then start collaborating with some of the other tools or agents in the ecosystem. And that's the beauty of watsonx Orchestrate. Now, I don't want to bore you with the blog. So blog is already there. I'll put the link in the description as well. But I'll take you straight to the working of the demo. Let's get to it. So this is the this is the watsonx Orchestrate dashboard that you see in front of you. It's pretty simple to create any agent or tool or a collaboration of multiple tools or agents within watsonx Orchestrate. Now, in our example, let's call it as travel agent demo for YouTube. All right, and we'll have to give it a description. Also, the description here is your system prompt. So the prompt that you're going to give to the system is called as the description here. So I already have a prompt with me, which I'm going to pick up from here. So let me take this and pick it up, and I'll explain you what I'm doing in this case, right? And let me go ahead and create this right now. I'll tell you what I'm doing. So this is the first piece that is done, which is I already have my system prompting done. I have named my agent, which is a travel agent demo for YouTube. Now, the other option that you have is what is the agent style that you want to give? Do you want to give it like a default style or a React style? So React in the AI language today means the agent is going to respond. It's going to critique that response, and then it is going to better that response. So there are some iterations that it will take before it gives you the final answer. And default is like one shot, it will give you the answer. So for this demo purpose, we'll keep it as default. There's a piece that's called knowledge, which we'll get to in a second. But the interesting piece for this particular video I want to show you is toolset. Something that I mentioned in the blog as well. You can actually add tools from different areas. You can add from the catalog. So which means that, tools like Slack, Outlook, Salesforce, so on and so forth. So think of something that an enterprise would use. So that's something that you can get from catalog. So that's already there, right? The other option is you can add from a file or MCP, and that's what the interest area for us is. Import from file, which is an OpenAPI specification, or import from MCP server. Now, before this, I want to show you something. This is essentially what your any website would look like, right? This is a website which is stripped of a UI. So this is a core functionality of what a website essentially looks like. It is in fast API format, and that's why you see fast API written over here, which essentially means that this particular website is capable of exposing its APIs. Now, for this example, what I've done is I've created a very simple a website which is able to do a CRUD operation: create, update, delete, and read users, right? And I've deployed this on render. So essentially, you can sort of like plug and play this thing. I will put the link in the description as well. So um, just to see, let me try it out here. Let me give it some ID 1234, name as Ash, email as ash@gmail.com. And then when I execute it, you should be able to see the particular user ID, email, name, and everything, right? And similarly, sorry for that. I have a bad throat, so let me see if I can go ahead and so 1234 was the ID that I gave. And then if you want to update any ID, or if you want to delete any ID, you can do the same as well. So let's go ahead and update in ID. So user ID will give as 1234, and then we'll change it to 2345, name as Ashish, and all let's let this remain the same, Ashish, and this one as ash@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and execute it. All right, there you see. So this got updated, ID 1234, so on and so forth, right? So and this also comes in the OpenAPI format. So what I've done is I've use this particular OpenAPI format, and there's certain tweaks that was supposed to be made because it to basically give a better description of the file and everything, and that's essentially what I've done as well. So this is what ultimately the fast API file that I shared recently with you now looks in a more better indented way as well. So you can see all the URLs, some of the functionalities like create user, and some of the other functionalities as well. You can update user, and the other functionalities of delete user and read user as well. So that's essentially, so this is the file that I'm going to put or give to my watsonX orchestrate. So let's go ahead and put it over here. So what's happening is now all those four functionalities, which was create user, update user, delete user, get user, which are like business logics of my website, seamlessly now got converted into four different tools. And that's the power of watsonx orchestrate, which is in blink of an eye, I'm able to now convert my business logics of the website into tools that I can now use as whatever tools or agents, whatever you want to call it, right? Great. Now let me give some knowledge base to this as well. So here is what the story is. I'm going to give it this travel dossier, so which is about going to the land of Expoda. Now, this is a virtual land that I've created. This is somewhere in the Andaman Sea, and then you can get access to flights from New Delhi, Bangalore, or some of the other cities of India to Expoda. You can also get details of um, hotels, and some of the other things that you can do in the land of Expoda, which is go and visit some of the beaches and whatnot, right? So this is the travel document that I'm going to now feed my orchestrate layer. So let's go back and let's do that. So I'm going to upload this file now, and I will click next here. So because it's a big file, so this could take a bit of time, but then essentially that's also pretty quick. It doesn't take a very long time, so to say, right? So, and you also have to give it a bit of a description. So let's go ahead and give this description that this knowledge base is about um, traveling to the land of exporter. Um, I have given you an entire document for that, right? That's it. And then you go ahead and save it. So this is still uploading. It's going to take a bit of time, but then, essentially it'll be done. So it's processing right now, as you can see. Now, what we'll do is you can also add agents, which will come to probably in video number 2. And then the other piece, which is behavior, what you need to do is you just need to give some personality to your, chatbot. So in our case, we'll just say, just be honest and professional, right? And that's it. So we have given the tool sets, which is all the different business logics in my website, which now got converted into tools within watsonX Orchestrate. My travel dossier file is also now uploaded onto the system. And let me now go ahead and deploy this. And there you go. This got deployed. It is this easy. Now, the next step is that we're going to go and chat with this agent. So this is the dashboard of where we're going to chat with the agent. Of course, there are different avenues. Also, you can get your chatbot onto different channels. Could be Teams, could be Slack. But for the demo purpose, we'll stick to IBM watsonx Orchestrate to now chat with the agent. You can um, as you can see that the travel agent demo YouTube, which is the agent that we just now built, is on here. So let's go ahead and chat with this agent. Now, this agent, essentially what this will be able to do is it will be able to register user, which is register user, update the user details, or delete some of the users for essentially traveling to the land of exporter, because the knowledge base, the document that I fed to the knowledge base was around the travel dossier, as to how somebody can reach land of exporter, do different things over there. This was a file that I shared, right? As you can see, the different flight details, different hotels, right, from luxury to budget and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and do that. So hi. Hello, I'm watsonx Orchestrate Assistant. Hey, can you give me flight details from Bangalore to Exporter? So now what this is going to do is it is going to go and fetch some of the details. It has gone to the documentation that I shared, and it has picked up all the details from there, which is something that you can see in the step as well, which is these are some of the details that it has fetched, and this is what it is showing me, which is great. All right. All right. This is great. Can you uh, register me? My name is Ashish. My email, and why I'm giving name, email ID, because if I take you back to the fast API user, these are the three things that it was asking: ID, name, and email, right? So let's give it a different name this time. Let's give it John. My email is john@winterfell.com, and ID is 12345. And there you go. So now what will happen is it'll under the hood go to the create user functionality of the tool, and it'll create the user with the name John, email ID john@winterfell.com, and ID is 12345. So as we can see here, it has actually gone to that tool, create user 8. It's doing some processing. So I'm going to do a bit of fast forward here. And there you go. You have been registered successfully. Your details are this. Great. I am traveling with my friend. So add his details as well. Name is Ed. Email is ed@gmail.com. ID is 2345. And now it will also add Ed in that same. Great. So Ed is also added. Now let's give it a situation. Oh, uh, Ed is busy, so he can't go. Please, instead of Ed, my friend uh, Wish will come with me. His email is wish@gg.com. ID is 4567. So now it's going to call a different tool, which will either be a delete tool or an update tool, and it will sort of like replace Ed with Wish. So as you can see, let's go to the reasoning section, which is I find pretty interesting. That what this has done is it has taken the user ID 2345, deleted that, and instead of that, it has got another name, email ID, and email of wish@gd.com, which is great. So can you now list all the people? Oh, I just misspelled people there, but I'm assuming now it'll go to the get function and it'll get all the details. There you go. It has got John, it has got Wish. So I hope with this, you got some clarity as to how your business logics gets converted into some of the tools within watsonx Orchestrate, and which is pretty powerful, right? Um, and this works very collaboratively with some of the other agents as well. You can now make it collaborate with a Slack agent. So let's say when this is all done, just Slack information to me, which it is going to do, and that's the power I believe is of watsonx, which is pretty powerful, right? So in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how we can do the same thing using MCP servers or some of the external agents as well. So I've created a small agent using LangChain, or rather LangGraph, and deployed it again on render. So we're going to pick those two examples in the same demo, and we'll see how the entire thing works. I hope you like this video. If you did like this video, please click on the like button. Thank you.